Yeah, we're here. We're here. Quick intro. Hi, everyone. Information Jason Nicole from the library. Today, we're talking about your learning journey. Where are you? Where are you going? How can we help? Over to you, Nicole.
Cue intro. Still love it. It doesn't get old. It doesn't get old for us.
No.
All right. So, welcome to our Seminole State family. We are here today for a story time for this research rally, talking about a learning journey, non-traditional. We're going to focus on Jason's story today because Jason has a really interesting story, and it is non-traditional. And I think we have a lot of students. I mean, every school has a lot of, I think probably non-traditional is more common than ever. The landscape
What's traditional? What's traditional now? What is it? What is traditional?
I guess it's like the old way. And I always classify myself as having a more traditional experience in the sense that, like, I was like brought up to no, I was going to go to university like right after high school. Like, no, there wasn't a question about it. And when I pushed back on it, I was told I would be like out on my own completely, so
right.
I feel like that's the tradition. But my family paid my way. And that's a big thing I think a lot of people don't have. Like, a lot of families can't do it. I won't be able to do for my kids what my parents did for me. Honestly.
Just for the sake of argument, Nicole, I'm not going to be able to do it for your kids either. Okay, so I can't pay. I'm not going to pay for their college. We haven't had that discussion yet, but I'm not going to be able to do it. Okay.
Okay. So,
but I did want to jump in because when we're saying traditional, you and I, did either one of us take college courses in high school? Were we dual enrolled? Because again, now we're going into, that's kind of the new normal, and some folks take advantage and some don't. And if we're continuing here on my learning journey, I skated through high school. I mean, they had to tell me to leave. They're like, bro, we do not want you here anymore. I just wrote notes. I flirted. And then next thing you know, they're like, you've done enough flirting, get out of school. And so I went to Palm Beach State Junior or Community College, and now it's Palm Beach State College, but in South Florida, and no idea what was going on. No idea. I just kind of showed up. College was not my thing. Academia was not my thing. But back in high school, I was more into AV. I did the morning announcements on the television.
Okay.
I was on the school literary magazine. I was like executive of that, then chief. And so I was doing more media, and what we're doing now, I was doing a lot of that. And so I went to my first term after graduating high school and just
nosedive, crash and burn.
They're like, hey, you have a negative GPA. I was like, how does that work? How's it negative? Like, wait a minute. So that's kind of where it went from there. It was no bueno right off the bat.
So was your family kind of like, hey, go do your thing or don't, or were you resisting their pressure to succeed? What was that dynamic generally?
We didn't, it wasn't that kind of a deal in my house. And clearly this is, the therapy session that we're doing here on our our work related job web stream here. But I was going to go because it looked like that's what everyone else was doing. And I didn't have a gig, meaning I didn't even have I was just kind of, I was wandering around. I'm a Generation X, we're a 1994 if I were going to date myself. And so that time period, it was like, all right, go to community college. That didn't work. I ended up going to something called the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. I got into broadcasting, radio and theater and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't end up going to, and when I say blah, 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 I literally mean New York, Chicago, Seattle, and Los Angeles. And then I ended up going back to school. And so I did take more of the scenic route. I was in my 30s when I went back to school. And so it's me. And again, if it's high school students or dual enrollment students, that was kind of strange for me. No lie. That was kind of strange of, And I had to take a remedial algebra class to get into the next level algebra class. So I already knew some of the answers. So they're like, this guy knows everything. And I was like, well, I've already taken these classes. I already know how to do it. So that was my kind of learning journey. And what we're talking to you about this, and Nicole and I come from different backgrounds, but we ended up, getting our degrees, and now we work here in higher education. But we realized that you're going to have to make some choices, right? You're going to have to, maybe you don't have a major now, maybe you're undecided, and maybe that changes. But I think these are all okay. I think it's okay.
Yeah. And that's why we have our little tagline, do I belong here? Because it feels, I think that kind of could sum up at different points. People think, well, I'm not doing what they're doing. I'm not doing what my parents did. I'm not doing, that you kind of compare yourself to other people, or you look at other people that are already successful, that are even like your age, or, like kind of doing their own thing. And you're like, well, do I belong here? Like, am I working hard enough, or did I do the right things? And the point is that there's different paths. So it's not like you, at any point, you should be like, I definitely don't belong here. I mean, maybe you'll be in a associate's program and you realize, hey, I don't like to dig my nose into a book that much. So maybe I should do welding. We have welding here at Seminole State. So maybe you don't belong in the exact place, but there's some kind of track here at Seminole State. And we'll actually talk a little bit more about that in a short bit, about like transfer and other opportunities that you have like to move forward. Because while you shouldn't just like jump ship, you should also be strategic about like your next move. And I will say, I never thought I'd end up being a librarian, but I never jumped ship, I guess I would say. I had to go to university right away. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Then I was like, I'm going to do studio art. And now I wouldn't tell anyone to like do that if that's your passion. But I had to end up declaring liberal studies, which is so I could actually graduate like before 6 years was up, because an art degree, you have to do it incrementally. And I knew I wasn't going to be like an artist. So I had to, but I was thinking strategic about that. Okay, like I'm not going to be an artist, but I want to get this degree. So I declared liberal studies. And then here's the thing that helped me. And I don't know if this. So when I was an undergrad doing my bachelor's degree, I worked in the library at UCF. I went to UCF for my bachelor's. And when I graduated UCF with my liberal studies degree, because I had worked in the library as an undergrad, as like a student worker, I actually was able, that gave me a leg up on getting a full-time library technical assistant job at one of the library branches at UCF as like, 20, I don't know, I was like 21, like, or something, I was just like a freshie, just like right out, scared to death. My parents never called me every day. The day after I graduated, my parents called me every day, like 2 times a day. Like, are you gainfully employed? Are you gainfully employed? So, I will say, while we can't really like know the future, I think, it's important to stop and think carefully and don't make like decisions that are too far out of the scope of like your desires and your abilities. Like if you were in a welding program and you're like, I don't like welding, and then you're like, maybe I should go get an MD degree. If it's, if the divergence is really wide, I think maybe, and also like being true to yourself, like you have to really think about, do I like what I'm doing? Like I had to be honest with myself. I'm not going to be an artist. So it was like, what am I going to do next? And
there's so many different services that we have. So I dropped a link in the chat. So this is National Transfer Student Week. And that's kind of what we're trying to talk to you about today. This term, we're slamming into the, getting into the final, I think it's final 6 or 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. You'll know because you're looking at your syllabus and your calendars. We're here all the time. But Direct Connect, with the associate's degree at Seminole State, you can go right to UCF here in the Orlando area. And I think that's very valuable. And also kind of meeting with, the different folks there, but also here, there's a lot of different services that we have. And some of the times, whether it's a hurricane or whether it's school or whether it's life, we might get knocked off of our track, and it's kind of hard to come back. And I'm speaking, from the heart here. I never really got into it. I was doing theater and improv, and I was doing radio. Yeah. And so like coming back, I was like, hey everybody, I'm in my mid-30s. Nice to meet you. I'm your classmate. And they're like, where's your hair? And I was like, never had any. So those kinds of things are very, we see a lot of students from all different ages and backgrounds coming to school. And I think it's great. There's also a different, as we mentioned, you could either do a bachelor's program, you could do an associate's program, but there's also different credentials that you can get too. You can get different certificates. And I think even just being on the title that we have, the kind of your learning journey, I have a sense of belonging here. I didn't feel that when I went to Palm Beach State. Now, when I transferred and I went to Florida State University, the greatest university in the history of all universities, that's where I felt, I belong. And that's what we're trying to do here. We have our lunch brewery, our night brewery events. We're clearly doing this, stream here. We want to try to engage with the students and answer questions at any point in time, whether they're library or research related or not. You can go to the Direct Connect destination graduation and get supplies if you need supplies. Nicole has that here on the screen. Yep, it's located in the Student Center.
And I think that one of the things, and speaking of
what is that logo? What is the story time? Drop us out of the... My face is on that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I think you have to drop us both.
Jason, do you really belong here? But I will say, so keeping in mind, like working towards the goal, which we always encourage people to do. Hey, like, don't like jump ship. Okay, I'm going to go back to that phrase. Don't jump ship. You might like change your course, but don't jump ship. Destination graduation. Hey, you definitely want to graduate. There's always something to do in the future. And like Jason and I, if you can't tell, well, nobody knows what I don't know what a real librarian is anyway, but like sometimes we feel like we don't belong here because before I worked here, I've been everywhere. I have done birthday parties at the zoo. I was like, my last job, I was a librarian, but I had to be the Easter Bunny at a family event that they used to recruit students. I mean, like, I've done all these weird things, but I've never published an article like a lot of librarians that, in the field. Jason and I are both very unusual. I think like just kind of, I don't know, what's the word? Like, we're unusual librarians, but we've taken like experiences from our past.
Mold breakers. We do not fit the mold.
Yeah, I used to do family and kids programs at a museum, which Jason used to work in museums actually. And so and that was a chunk of time. That was like 5 or 6 years. And I do also have kids, but I have all these like weird skills of like working with like planned chaos, which is what we did, events and programs for families and children. And I use that every day here, which is cool. I know, Jason, you bring a lot of your radio and like your entertainment industry experience here on a day-to-day basis, really.
Yeah, and that also carries through, I think, as you're going again on your learning journey, your life journey. I see it kind of video game mode. You're grabbing these different skills, you're putting them here, and then you'll never know when you're going to need it again. You'll never know when you're going to need it again. And so I guess what we're getting at is as you're looking at trying to either transfer to UCF if you're graduating this term, and we'll see you out there in December. We're going to be doing the drive-through graduation again at the Sanford Lake Mary campus for everybody who's graduating. I can't say congratulations yet because we're not there yet. We're almost there. We're not there yet. But also too, as you're signing up for classes in the spring, think about your bandwidth, your workload, how much, dedication can you put in, because this is your time, your energy. And as Nicole said, sometimes somebody's paying, sometimes you're paying, sometimes you're still paying, and sometimes some of us are still paying, right? But this is the Direct Connect to UCF. This week is National Transfer Student Week, and we're just trying to share with you some of our stories to let you know that, hey, we were there too. And if you need to talk to us further, we'd love to have these conversations with you, because I think, flashing back in time to the early 1700s when I graduated high school, that if I would have spoken with somebody, maybe, my high school guidance counselor, I I couldn't tell for $1 million. I couldn't tell you who they were, what building they were in, or if that even existed back
I
in my
don't know
day.
why. I'm honestly, I would say ours was she only liked certain people, and she was really trying to help certain people, and then like other kids, if she didn't like know you or like you could tell like she was like, oh, like, and this was before the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, look in this binder. And
yeah, I had no idea.
Lady,
and even
like, can you tell me something? Can you like give me some kind of anecdotal thing? Like, she just wasn't offering it, and it was like really,
But even me saying it now, like I just said, guidance counselor. When's the last time you heard? I haven't heard. We have academic advisors here at Seminole State, and they're many of them are faculty, and they're credentialed, and they're very qualified. I can't remember in high school, like, wow, a guidance counselor. It sounds so strange. It's like some sort of archaic terminology. But my point being is, we have resources here. If you're on a different track, as Nicole was saying, I've had students come up to me at Nightberry before. I check in and say, how's it going? What are you doing? What's up? We're playing ping pong, or we're playing Uno or whatever. And they're like, oh, I'm stuck in this class. Who told you to be stuck in the class? Now, if the class has to do with your path, in the pathway towards, you want to be in that degree field, and you're probably going to have to take some courses and you work with your, I was almost going to say guidance counselor again, your academic advisor, but you shouldn't be stuck in a major. You shouldn't be stuck anywhere. Right. That's kind of taking the agency back and making those decisions. But I hope people are transferring. I hope you're going for a 4-year degree. I mean, the associate's degree is great. It gets you halfway there. I always look at it like $100 bill. You rip it in half. There you go. You need to get this other half and put it back together.
I mean, UCF wants you to transfer to UCF, but you don't have to transfer to UCF to get a bachelor's degree. You can stay here at Seminole State. We have a few different bachelor's degrees. Maybe it's not your final degree you want. But it could be the bachelor's that gets you to the master's program you want to do. And I will tell you this, like, this is anecdotal, but like, if I hadn't got my master's degree, it's a cliched phrase, education is the key. Education, paves the way for your opportunities. And like, yeah, every once in a while, there's someone that's like making like $50,000 a month on YouTube as a YouTuber. Okay.
That's not going to last.
And it's not everybody. So like, seriously, like education, like I have the fact that I got my master's degree and I did it like right. Boom, boom, boom. I didn't put any time in between. I didn't have to, I didn't have a family to take care of at that time. So circumstances differ, but I'm telling you, man, if I hadn't have done that, I don't know what, I don't know. I am very, very glad. I'm very thankful that I did that. So I would encourage anyone to, keep staying the course.
Yeah. And as I'm thinking about it again, as I mentioned, and this isn't to like open up my dear diary that I keep under my pillow every night, but I wasn't, Nicole, I wasn't like prepared to do college. And we have so many bright students that are coming here. We had a student today that came in and they're dual enrollment, and that means they go to high school and they come here. In fact, they're going to get their associate's degree before they graduate high school. I was there mentally, but I wasn't. I was more fun. I was just having fun. Like, this is great. Then what happened, Nicole? Everyone left. I'm getting into my feelings now. They all left and went to all the different universities, and I was like, and so I went to the state college for no reason. I had nothing. What else am I going to do? And so that's kind of where it was. But now when I went back, I did my AA, my bachelor's, my master's, and I bam, bam, bam. So those, and then I went back and got a postmaster's specialist degree, which you know about because I'm always bragging about it to you. But that was a full chunk. That was like 10 years of school in my 30s, that was a completely different vibe. But I was ready for it then. So that's what we're saying to you now. Get ready for what your investment is going to be. And if you have questions, ask a counselor. If you need to help with research, ask us. We're here to help. We want to talk to you.
Yeah, Jason, you know why sometimes I feel like I don't belong here? Because sometimes I feel like, is it just me, or am I like the stupidest person in this room or on this Zoom call or in the meeting? And they say that like you should be around people that make you feel like you need to step up. Like, like if you feel challenged or like kind of like on your toes about like, oh wait, I need to like up my game. I need to like, that's supposed to be a good thing. They say if you're the smartest person in the room. I think a lot of times students end up in situations where they feel like, do I belong here? I feel like I'm out of my depth, I'm out of my league.
Right.
But that's the time to like learn and be like, where's that coming from? Why do I feel like that? What can I do to learn from these people around me that I feel like I don't compare to them, you know? And then of course we all, no matter what, whatever our IQ is, we all have our own personal talents and skills that, you know, we bring to the table no matter what. So I think it's important to recognize you have value, but hey, if you feel challenged, you really can grow from that. So don't think, oh, like I don't belong here because everyone else here is way smarter than me. No, stay there and learn more.
Right. And you know, remember that this is going to be, and we have the banner, this is going to be a journey, right? You're going to take one course. It's going to be like, whoa, I learned everything. This is the best. Hey, everyone put this thing on the refrigerator. And another course is going to be like, hey, this is part of the entire thing. It really is. Think about when you get your degree and you go into the career field. One of the days you're going to, oh, this is the greatest presentation ever. And the next time they're going to come in and they're going to say, hey, Nicole, can you get that report? And you're going to be like, which report? And they're going to be like, yep. No, which report did you mean? And they're going to be like, well, you're a professional. Get it on my desk. And you're going to be like, it's going to be the same face you just made back in college. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to say, like, just steady as she goes, stay with it, but ask for help. Use the resources available, because again, that's why we're all here, is to help you. And that leads into belonging. That leads into the community. And that is part of the learning, the academic community. So we're talking about your learning journey in the Seminole State College of Florida academic community.
Yep. So I have like a little kind of embarrassing story to share.
Oh, more than what we've already spilled.
Listen,
spilled all the tea earlier.
Hold on. Jason knows. I will gladly overshare. I really have no shame. But I think that anyway, so I was doing listen, I did my master's when I was like 23. So I was like very naive, and aside from academics, I was just like a young kid, basically. I was like 23 or 24, something like that. And I had a semester where it started out and I didn't really like the classes, and then I had like like my personal life was kind of like in a tailspin that particular semester. And this was not the first semester of grad school, and it was not the end. It was like right in the middle. And I like did the whole thing where you like withdraw or you like fail out. Like, I forget, withdraw. I withdrew. And I didn't realize that if you withdraw, like you don't get, because I was on a FAFSA, you know, like a scholarship or like a student loan, but it was like part fun. It was like I didn't realize you wouldn't get your money. So like I was hanging out with work friends and I thought I was like the coolest person in the world. And I'm like, hey guys, like I'll pay for our, you know, stuffed potato skins. Okay. And I like checked and I think we had cell phones then. I checked my bank and like, I was like, well, I don't know how many money. And I'm like, because I withdrew, and and then on my transcript, it's like withdrew. Right. And now every time I apply for a new job, I'm like, it's shameful.
Okay. So again, I'm bragging. I have all my degrees hanging up. You look back at the beginning of my Palm Beach State College transcript. F, is this an F? Like some or W, whatever you just said. Yeah, they're like, it was like there was no dedication on my part. There was no investment. There was no direction. And these are very key words, because that's what we're trying to implement here. We can help you with the direction. I remember when I went back and then I was really dedicated and invested and I had direction. Bro, I was at the library every day. I was at the learning center every day. I went over those math because I needed to get the math to go forward. So again, I've already taken the math. I needed it to go forward again. And I was there all the time. I was working a part-time job at the television station. I had to be there at 4 a.m. because they started at 5. Then I would do the whole thing until about 11 or so. Then I would dip out and go over to the college and do the thing for 2 or 3 hours, then for my 2 o'clock class, and then and then drive all the way back home at a different campus, which was nowhere near where my house was, and repeat the next day. So I've been there too. We're not special here. I mean, we're all doing the same thing. We have to make the commitment. And I think hearing some of these stories should help at some point, because we're all in this together. You know, I'm trying to help. Nicole's trying to help. So Oh, who do we have watching? We have one
We-
eyeball watching.
We
Drop a
do.
name there.
I
Drop a
haven't
name.
seen them drop into the
No?
comments. And
Uh-uh.
we had one RSVP on Raider Connect, and I cannot recall the name at the moment. So it might not be that person. They can lay low. That's cool.
Yeah,
But if
lay
you do
low,
need
that's
FYI
cool.
credit, you got to
That's
let
right.
us know.
We got
You have to let us know now.
We got you. And
Hey,
again,
Jason,
yes, Nicole.
do you think your mom is going to watch this show?
Oh yeah, my mom's gonna watch it. Yeah, that's my son. I love him. If he's in school or out of school, that's my baby. Is somebody saying something about him? Who said something about him? That's
if anyone,
not how it goes.
listen, we can't tell her if anyone dislikes this video. Okay, we better not tell her that. If
Yeah,
my mom
no.
watches this, listen, I never told my mom about that thing.
Uh-oh.
With the big W.
Oh no.
So, hi, Mom.
Hey, real talk, spilling tea. Here we go.
It's true. I could never tell her. So she might be watching. Hi.
No,
All
I
right.
think these are some of the things that we share with students to let them know that A, we're real people. B, we've not been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, but we had to go through similar ups and downs, right? Nicole and
It
I
might not be the same, but
I know it may be something different. Again, like, if you're talking about kids, I'm talking about not being able to pay for the thing, but not even knowing. And then, like you said, I had a separate story, but I had to re-enroll one time to get I went to forget it. It's too much.
And he got through it, and he's here today.
I know. I'm here today to tell the story, but this is authenticity. We're authentic people, and we work here, and we're trying to help. And I think by painting these pictures and showing what we went through to get to where we are, should be some sort of inspiration. Again, you're coming up. We're going to be doing some final papers here soon. We're going to be getting our final projects in. If you're graduating, we're going to see you in December. Again, out in the parking lot for the drive-through. Again, I love that one. And
I love that.
I do.
I thought it was so fun.
I think it's great. And if you plan on transferring, I think that's the good step. And if you're getting your degree or your certificate and going right back into the workforce, again, just make that dedication to it when you're thinking about signing up for classes in the spring. And you can find out more information on that at seminolestate.edu. And did our music leave? Are we done?
No, our music is here. Can I show my favorite banner of all time?
Oh yeah, let's see the favorite banner. Oh, Raccoon's got to eat too, y'all. Raccoon's got to eat too. Oh, do we have a public service announcement? Don't we have a wait, where's our with the thing? And then I thought we had a don't we have a commercial? Wait, we have a commercial.
That's the intro.
That's the intro commercial for the thing on the DDDD. Okay.
We need wait, where? Oh wait, fall. No, here it is. Wednesdays. It's still happening, people.
Every Wednesday. Oh, we get the banner. Get the banner out of there. Get the banner out of there.
I'm trying.
Oh, go away, banner. If I say go away banner, will it hear it? Okay, there it is. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're getting ready. We have D&D tonight, back in action. Raccoon's got to eat too in the bottom. League of Legends upstairs, second floor. Xbox Game Pass. We bought it for you. Yeah, come on over. Get in the game. Get in the zone. Uno. We got a brand new Uno. We have a jumbo Uno. We got the jumbo. Yeah, we got large Uno. Nighttime plus library equals what? Nightbrary. Makes sense. So this is a student engagement program at the Sanford Lake Mary campus and at the Altamont campus too, doing events.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get you to belong. We want to have you belong. We want you to feel like you do belong. I hope you belong. I feel like I belong now.
Yeah, and, I think it's kind of like up and down. It's like some days you do and some days you don't, but that's normal.
Yeah.
And you spoke about like direction. Like when I think about that semester, I'm kind of ashamed of, hey, I got back and I did it. It's like you said, direction, commitment. You switched gears and all of a sudden you became like this like amazing like Uber super
driver, Uber driver, an Uber driver.
Uber driver?
No, not at all.
I've never been to Uber driver.
No, but and that's the thing too. Like that took a spin. It took a weird spin. I recall again. I mean, we can get into really sob stories. They were like, ba 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 ba, and I was like, oh, wrong class. This is not the class I'm supposed to be in. I was just like, just a
cringe,
a punk, just like yeah. But when you're dedicated and you're super into it and you could see that finish line and you could see the light, that's it. That's the goal. And we want to help you get there. So if you're interested in more information about transferring and Direct Connect, that information is on the website, seminolestate.edu. There's another one. College is supposed to be challenging, and it is, because you're supposed to learn. We want to make sure that here's the content, and you're going to get 16 weeks or 12 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever the course duration is. And at the end, what did you learn? Can you explain that back to us, right? What did you learn today? Well, Jason and Nicole had some ups and downs. So we had some road bumps and some speed blocks and some speed blocks and some road bumps, but we passed them.
It makes you, everything you go through, like it's all for the better, I think, you know? It's like whatever you're going through, whatever you have to deal with, and then you fight through it and you like get past it, or like you work with it the best you can, the lemons to lemonade or whatever you want to call it. I mean, you should count it as like, where's your buttons? Jason has a bunch of buttons. It's like a Boy Scout patch. It's like, I did this, I did this, I did this,
exactly.
I did this, I made it through this, I survived this. Hey, wear it with pride.
Speaking of buttons, if you come to Nightbreak, hold on, we have a brand new.
Oh, wait.
Rally, I'm on a button. Oh, Rally.